Hello and welcome. I am just setting things up. Long time no see, everyone. Hello, John. How you doing? Dimitri, hello. Been a long time. And yeah, I want to do some more live streams. So yeah, hello and welcome, everyone. I'm just going to try and build Fulgrim over the next 2 or 3 hours. We'll see how he goes. Apologies for the lack of live streams over the past month or so. But yeah, we're going to have a crack at Fulgrim. Only 50 pieces, so should be all right with this old 2-sprue techless. Hope you're all well. Hope you're enjoying the hobby. Don't be shy. Put in the comments below what you've been working on or what you are working on at the moment. Of course, the tails on this sprue. Only 2 sprues for Fulgrim. I'm thinking he might be quicker than Angron. I'm thinking that. We'll see. And 3 goes with 4 and 5. I'm doing well, John. Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing very well. Thank you. Hope you're well too. There's 3. A lot of the time when I haven't been doing the live streams on the Saturday evening, it's because, well, for instance, I'm not making excuses. It's just for last weekend, I received Fulgrim and the Flawless Blades. Did I? I think I did. But I received them late. I don't know what it is, but at the moment my post is arriving. It's been delivered quite late in the day. And by the time I've recorded the videos, edited them, exported them, uploaded them, you're talking like 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening. I need to sort that out. But yeah, that's the main reason. It's just because the videos that I'm making are taking a while to get to you, and I would rather, edit all those videos and get them available for the week than do a live stream for 2 or 3 hours and not have the videos available. So yeah, there's that. Tail looks fun to put together. Yeah, you just mainly concentrate on the tail first on this one. I might have to change my blade. Yeah, really good, Meepish. How are you doing? Ooh. What do you think of the new Fulgrim? Well, I'm building him now. In terms of looks wise, I think he's fine. Yeah, I think he's fine. I don't know. The thing is, Mortarion is so hard to beat. That's the issue. You know, I read about Fulgrim and his I say new look and things years and years and years ago, and yeah, for the most part, this ticks all the boxes. I don't know if you guys read or can read or read anything to do with the lore. It's strange because I speak to quite a few people, and when I say I like to read books and things, they just like look at me like, what is this new thing? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but yeah, there's not many people that kind of read as a hobby, or But yeah, in my head, I had an image of Fulgrim, and this is damn close. It really is. I like the resin one. Don't get me wrong. I think the resin one is definitely worth the extra price, the extra sort of £80. And seeing as Emperor's Children are one of my traitor legions for Horus Heresy, I will pick him up, and I'll most likely pick up the, his Primarch version as well. So yeah, you kind of got that to look forward to. Yeah, I haven't forgot about Horus Heresy Death Guard. I was in the middle of kind of making Horus Heresy Death Guard and getting all the troops ready and reviews done and things. It's just with those, they I was at the point where I was making Death Guard like these, with specific shoulder pauldrons, torsos, heads, and weapons. And then I was moving on to like these with plasma cannons. I was kind of like thinking, is that a waste of the Legion specific stuff? Because you can't really see it that much. But they're kind of heavy support units anyway. So I'm just thinking I'd rather them be sort of special than just sort of troops. I don't know. Maybe you guys are fine with that. Maybe, maybe you want all your Legion specific icons and things on all of your troops. But it really depends on how many legions you sort of collect and what your goals are. But, nice one, Tombs. Thank you. Appreciate that, chap. Appreciate that. Yeah, nice one, me Pish. Yeah, I'm glad. Again, apologies. I'm a bit late. It's almost 8 o'clock here. I had planned to start at about 6 or 7, but yeah, I'll try and do more. It's a bank holiday weekend here in the UK, so yeah, pretty much a lot of the time it means you would have reduced hours on a Monday, or you'd have Monday off. So I'll try and squeeze in another live stream on Monday. That is, guys. I don't know what time, so yeah. You're right. These live streams, just live streams in particular, especially if they're not like political or religious or whatever, they're just quite a nice, chill way to relax, as you say. There's so much going on in the world, isn't there? Yeah, no, oh god, damn. Okay, that doesn't sound good, me Pesh. That doesn't sound good. Yeah. I completely agree with you. With Angron, just the World Eaters release. I like the new Corn Berserkers. Don't get me wrong. I think they're cool, but the rest of the release, yeah. I mean, I don't really collect World Eaters. A few years ago, a couple of years ago, I bought them for the channel. Like I've bought these Emperor's Children for the channel to give you guys, a look at them. But yeah, no, I totally agree, John. 100%. In my head, Angron looks different than this. Definitely in the Siege of Terror novels, he looks different. Maybe I'm a bit too, I don't know, invested, I guess. But I'd love to see Angron in like, you know, what's the word? Kind of repairing, healing in that phase. I'd love to see him like with bits missing and coagulating veins and muscle. I'd like to see him in that phase. If you know, you know, you know. But maybe that's just me. My morbid fascination for the healing factors, the accelerated healing factors that demonic gifts bestow upon their chosen, I guess. Yeah, there's just something fascinating about that, like a caterpillar metamorphosizing into a butterfly. There's that kind of, yeah. Like if we saw Fulgrim transform or Mortarion transform, you know, is it instant? Is it, you know, does it take a while? I mean, which things mutate first and accelerate first? I just find that, yeah, quite interesting. The sort of changing of matter and adding, whatever the word would be. Multiplication, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, hope you're all well. It's good to speak to you all live like this. I hope you've been enjoying all the content. Yeah, there'll be reviews of the flawless blades, which are here next week. Looking forward to them. And of course, Fulgrim. And then I've decided, because I can't really get my hands on Lucius the Eternal quickly. I've tried. Don't worry, I've tried. I've looked in shops. I've gone online. You know, other than like trying to buy him off eBay quickly, I don't think I'm going to be able to get him. You know, in the next couple of weeks. Put it that way. So I've decided just to create a Emperor's Children video, like new releases video, earlier than I expected. It's, yeah. It basically means that I can talk about Fulgrim and the Flawless Blades, and you know the box set. I will pick up Lucius. He's not renegated to the never buy, you know, list in my head. We'll pick him up, and there will be a review, of course, and unboxing and things like that. But yeah, it's just Games Workshop, guys. You know, they knew Emperor's Children were going to be popular. The army set sold out very quickly, and so did, you know, some of the characters and things. I just wish they'd make more. They really are shooting themselves in the foot. maybe like that's by design. I've got my tinfoil hat on, obviously. Maybe they like to generate high demand through false limited supply, and then it kind of guarantees that people are going to be invested and buy things and pre-order things when they become available. I mean, they're kind of getting a free service from scalpers in that respect, aren't they, as well? You know, scalpers work wonders for their collector's editions and things. But, you know, scalpers obviously benefit too. You recognise Angron and Moltarian on the desk. What's the other miniature? The other miniature is the White King. Absolutely gorgeous. I had a lot of fun building this earlier today. Yeah, he's going to go very, very well with the Death Rattle skeletons. I need to clean up a couple of the joins in places, just a bit of filing, but I'm pretty happy with the way he turned out. It's just straddling a tomb. I think that's the base is pretty much half the model. It's a focus point. Looking forward to building the rest of the Barrow Guard and the Barrow Knights. I was going to build him in live stream, and that would have been a fun one, but I decided I just couldn't wait, so I started building the Death Rattle army set. I'll be building them through the week as well. I'm thinking maybe build them earlier, quicker than the Ursarax. The Ursarax are sort of on the back bench at the moment. With the other couple of Mechanicum minis that I need to build. A bat thing. Oh, these are the... Oh, sorry. Yeah, these are the Vargheists. I built these ages ago, but they were just sat on my desk because I need to do reviews of them. And I looked at the points, because the points aren't in the New Age of Sigmar battle tomes, and no one really told me about that. I should have known. I mean, it's that Soul Blight Gravelord's battle tome is my first. Is it? Are we in 3rd edition? I want to say we're in 3rd edition for AOS. Might be 4th, but yeah, you don't get the points in the codex, which is really disheartening. I'll tell you why. Is yes, it's digital and it's free, but Games Workshop have a track record of changing and removing things like that. So unless they've come out and said, "Oh, this digital stuff is going to be on there for forever," or you're always going to be able to find the points, then that's cool. But if not, then like I've got a theory that they'll only keep those points for that edition, and then as soon as the next edition come along, they'll override them, which is kind of fair enough. But I need to change my quality on here. Hang on, because it's probably not doing wonders for your views. There we go. If I can just change it to potato quality on my own live stream. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. See if this changes it. I mean, I don't mind watching... There we go. I don't mind watching my own stream in low quality, but I'd rather you guys have the best. Anyway. Yeah, going back to my theory. If they do that, then that sucks, because if you're going to keep those older editions of the books, you're not going to be able to use them even in that edition, because the points aren't in those books. So it seems to me like they're forcing you to... They're now forcing you to get the new edition every time by omitting the points cost in the books. And for that reason alone, I'm just not going to buy any more battle tomes. I don't like that direction. I've always said the rules and the points should be free. Yeah, I mean, if the rules and the points are free every edition, then that's fine. But I still would like to have them in the book, in the battle tome. Am I wrong for that? Am I wrong? I don't know. Yeah, there are. Yeah, there are. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do wish they were in the battle tomes. I really do. Yeah, I totally agree, Mipish. I prefer it both. I really would. I'll tell you why. Because the books they're quite expensive anyway, and that's what you're paying for. And yes, they change the rules and they change the points costs quite quickly after battle tomes and things are released. Okay, fine. But at least you've got like the points costs and the rules from day one. And then if you have them digitally as well for free, then you can just look at those, and when you play a game, you can just go online and then use those rules. You're right. You're right. I'd like a bit of both, really, and I'd like more content in the books. We're talking almost £40 now for the books, which is a lot, but it isn't too much if you only collect one army. But the problem with that is, sometimes people collect more than one army. Sometimes, and I think Games Workshop would want you to collect more than one army. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with that. I just thought I'd make a comment about the me trying to find the points costs in the book. Okay, right. This is interesting how this goes together. Yep, I'm still checking every now and again to see if I can pick up a Hierophant, the Tyranid Biotitan. Still like to pick one of those up. Been out of stock since the the DLC, I think. Because I would love to give you a live stream for that. Really would. Right, so where's this going to go then? I'm just eyeballing this at the moment, but it seems to be self-explanatory. Yeah, good point, Toombs. Good point. Good point. Yeah, that's good. Good point as well, Meepish. Good point. Yeah. And hardbacks. I mean, this is the thing. I harked on about hardbacks for so many years because they went through a phase of just releasing books in softback, didn't they? Even some of the Imperial Armor books they released, just the rules, the data sheets in softback, and I did get them to do some reviews and things, but eventually they then turned all of the battle tomes and the codexes back into hardbacks, which was a very welcome, which is very welcome, really. Okay, so seems to just, this is really nice. I like the way that this is flowing. Trying to think of some snake jokes. can't really at the moment. Yeah, Sea Tombs, you got loads of armies and things, yeah. I mean, Link, sorry. Yeah, I agree. Mipish, and I've said as much in the reviews and things. There's a section of Fulgrim's tale that's a little tricky to build. Okay, thank you for the heads up. Appreciate that. We'll yeah, we'll probably find that at some point. Is it this bit, maybe? Probably. I mean, the thing is, he is held up completely with those wings by this tail. So, yeah. I will go over the join lines in a bit. It seems like this just rests on there. Part of me wants to clip it on, but I don't think it clips. It just simply rests. Okay. Yes, it is. Yeah, this is 130mm base. It's bigger than Angron's by a fair chunk, and it is bigger than Mortarion. Mortarion's on the same size base as Angron. So yeah, Fulgrim potentially will be the biggest one. We'll see. Certainly on the biggest base, at least. Yeah. Ooh. Sure. Yeah. Hello, Garviel. How are you doing? I'm a big fan of your work. Right. Let's see if this just rests. It sort of rests on there, but still. Have that like that. And then grab some more pieces like this number 7. Nine and 8. Definitely on here. Well, I thought they were on here. They're smaller pieces. There's 9. Yeah, I'm not sure what I think about the Slanesh symbol and the sort of stretched skin. What do you guys think? I mean, there has to be something there. It can't just be like all his belly button or something like that. Imagine. Oh. Okay, right, number 8. Probably stare me in the face. Yeah, it's there. It wasn't there. I might as well take this, we're talking about the belly, we might as well take this belly off as well. Due to my reviews, you bought lots of Horus Heresy Dreadnoughts. Ah, which ones? What, Contemptors, Leviathans? Hello Enigma, how you doing? Yeah. Yeah, I don't have Magnus though, do I? I'm guessing Magnus is on this, you know, Angron size base. I can't wait to see the size of base that Perturabo has, right? Or Lorgar. No, when they bring back Sanguinius, surely he'll have the biggest base. Because I'll have to put like loads of skulls and things on it and everything. Surely. Somehow he survived. Magnus on 100 mil. Nice one, nice one. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's 130 mil, I think. Well, spoilers. Yeah, 130 mil. I think it's because of the tail. Like maybe it he needs room to fit that tail on. I mean, you know, growing up as a kid with Warhammer, having like not really accessible metal Thunderhawks, and then just hearing about the Emperor and Primarchs, and now we're living in an age. I feel so lucky that we're living in an age where we actually have not only plastic Primarchs, but we've got plastic demon Primarchs as well. It's yeah, it's special, isn't it? It is really special. Special time. But at the same time, if you're just starting the hobby, or you know you've only been in the hobby for, well, even like 10 or 12 years, there's a lot to catch up. But it's not just that, is it? It's kind of like films and things. You know, if you're born 10, 15, 20 years ago, there's a lot to sort of catch up on, I'd say. Yeah, I wouldn't know where to start with Warhammer if I was sort of like a teenager starting it now. I just think it's fantastic if you are about now and you've got access to plastic Horus Heresy. You know, for so many years we had to have resin Space Marines and resin dreadnoughts and resin tanks and all those kind of things. Well, yeah, I covered them on the channel. Yeah, possibly Enigma, possibly, yeah. It's a small pizza. You think Ross is next or not? Not Dawn? I don't know. Dawn could be next. Play Death Guard and World Eaters. You're still missing both Primarchs. Which do you fancy more? Oh, Mortarion. Yeah, Mortarion. Like, oh, when Mortarion came out, well, my view anyway, when I picked him up and built him and things, was that everything seemed to be bigger, like way bigger, like compared to his Horus Heresy counterpart. I don't have Angron. Sorry, I refuse to get Angron because he's just tiny. But yeah, Mortarion, there's his Horus Heresy model. You know, to go from that to that. Like does the armor plates, are they possessed and they increase in size? Is it a bit like a, you might be a bit too young for this, Power Rangers, where you know they increase the size of you know, the Primarch and everything else just increases, because that is the lantern. That is the same pistol that he's got. It's just, yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? But yeah, I'd go for Mortarion because Angron in my head still doesn't look like how I kind of imagined. But then again, there's only so much they can do with plastic, and what they've done with plastic is incredible. Don't get me wrong. You know, they've really pushed as far as they can with Fulgrim and these two Primarchs. They really have. But I almost would like to have seen what they could have done in resin for him, because you've seen the Fulgrim model in resin. Absolutely incredible. Maybe the wings are a bit too big. But yeah, I think sometimes they don't do themselves a service with the pictures and of some of the models. I think anyway. But like when I first saw pictures of Mortarion, I was like, well, what on earth is that? You know, those leaked pictures and things. Oh yeah, Vulcan. Vulcan's definitely going to return at some point. There's just no doubt about that. Yeah. The amount of love that they've given salamanders, both in like Space Marine 2 and you know, in their animated content and things. They're kind of setting the stage a little bit. And he's an eternal, isn't he? Or perpetual? Not a perpetual, eternal. Yeah, so he always just comes back. There's a really great part in one of the Siege of Terror books. I won't spoil it, but it involves him. You know, that's what I was there for the Siege of Terror mainly, is the big players. You know, I really, I'm not that fussed about learning about some new guardsman or something on the, you know, on the Eternity Gate or whatever that we've never heard of before. I was all about, oh, what's Sanguinius doing, or what's Dawn doing, or you know, what's Fulgrim doing, Perturabo. And for the most part, I think they described them pretty well. And Corswain and, you know, Custodes and things. Which Demon Primarch is your favourite to build? Well, I haven't built Fulgrim yet, but Fulgrim's probably going to be the easiest. I can't remember with Mortarion, but I think Angron was okay as well, from what I can remember a couple of years ago. Thank you for all the questions, by the way. I don't say it enough, do I? But I really do appreciate chat. You know, sorry if I haven't read your comments or answered your questions and things. Do apologise. It's a fine balance. You know, it's not like I'm watching content and then reacting and then reading chat and, you know, doing that. It's trying to concentrate on the not fluffing this up as well. Yeah, there are a few mold lines you'd expect, but they're not too bad. Yeah, I wish I'd got the novel. I really do. Just for one reason or another, just didn't. Yeah, couldn't pick it up. Hopefully, you know, when they release it in paperback, I'll get it. I'm on a bit of a kind of anti hardback run at the moment with Black Library. Just because the quality, I think, has dropped considerably, and the price has just increased and increased. You know, whereas the paperbacks, yeah, they have increased also, but they're paperback at the end of the day, so you don't really expect incredible quality, do you? Don't think. Well, I don't anyway. Yeah, it's by Jude Reed, and the last novel I read by Jude Reed was the is it Demon Breaker with the Sisters of Battle. And it was all right. It was all right. The miniature's good. Yeah, I really like the miniature with that flaming sword. Is it a flaming sword? Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? Oh, cheers, Meepish. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Could you just swap the 100mm base of Mortarion to a 130mm? I mean, it's a bit of a rule break because technically it's more of a deficit for you, because obviously with the larger base you can fit more models around it. You know, it depends on the tournament and things and how competitive. If it's just with your mates, no one cares. No one gives a monkeys, you know. And if it's for your own collection, why not? It's your model at the end of the day. But if you're like going to try and play competitively, and I don't even know if there are any competitive army lists that include Mortarion, but yeah, they'd probably have an issue about it. But yeah, if it's for your own collection or playing against mates, I don't see any issues whatsoever. I think we'll get bigger chaos terminators. Yeah, I think so. In terms of Legion specific ones, I don't know. Possibly, that would be nice. You know, we got the Blightlord Terminators, didn't we, for Death Guard? But then World Eaters and, you know, Terminators for Emperor's Children. We didn't get any specific ones. Would be nice. I'm all up for that. I do like a Terminator. Right, where's this piece go then? Something like that. So that's okay, but then this piece sort of, does that go on there? One and then two. So they want you to put this on first and then drape the other thing. Yeah, that is a bit tricky, that, where that connects to. Okay, I'll have a crack at it. So they want you to put this piece on first. Followed by I see where this is tricky. So this kind of just drapes over. Like that. Is that the tricky bit? I'm waiting for the tricky bit. Maybe this is the tricky bit. Oh, there's a gap in his tail. I'm gonna nickname Fulgrim the Rogel Dawn of Primarchs. If he's got a gap in his tail. No, I'm joking. Seems quite solid. Right. We're getting there. We're getting there. Jude Reed. Yeah, it's all right. Alpha Legion. Yeah, I think they should. I mean, I'd like more Chaos Undivided for Abaddon, but I would like some Legions, Traitor Legion specific ones like Word Bearers and Alpha Legion and Night Lords. Yeah, don't get me wrong. We got some 40k Night Lord minis, didn't we? In a kill team. I'd like some new Demon engines though, and Dark Mechanicus. I really would. Is that too much to ask? Is it? I don't know. Ring of Nurglings. Nice one, Meepish. Nice one. 12. Is it 12 is another long tail bit. Which I'm guessing is actually this piece here. It's got to be this piece. Yeah, that is 12. Piece that I've already taken off. These are the dangers with a kit that you've never built before, taking things off too early. You know, you can have to then rely on a decent angled photo to work with, which that, to be fair, that number 12 piece doesn't have a decent photo. I found a couple of errors in the Soulblight Gravelord's instruction manual as well. They hadn't moved the base piece for the tomb around to then say to put these two parts on, and one of the parts they used the same picture, and it was the same number as the next stage. So yeah, they do keep you on your toes. 17 and 16. So just remember that 16 is on the right and 17 is on the left. So 16 on the right, 17 on the left. I do like the armour. It's quite nice. I have got no paints to paint Fulgrim. I wouldn't know where to start with all that purple and stuff. Maybe the tail I could kind of do in the dark blue or whatever that colour is, and definitely the gold, and yeah, that gemstone, or just the gemstones in general, is going to be an absolute pain. The gold's all right, and the white and the wings and the hair, maybe the face is okay, but yeah, it's just the wings and how they got that effect, because the effect they've gone for is kind of black skin between the fingers. They're called fingers on like a bat's wing, and they've highlighted the striations or whatever you call them, you know, and then not only have they highlighted them, that they've glowed them kind of purple, and then with like a, I want to say fume effect, just because I've learned that word recently, towards the top, but looks like the paint jobs are just out of this world, aren't they? You know, it's the paint jobs that sell the models. Well, the models themselves. I mean, you could have an incredible paint job for the Lieutenant Titus model, but if he looks derpy, he looks derpy, doesn't he? Okay. Just have a little look. You want the Sassy Nurgle as a standalone model? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. I don't think I've got the Night Lord kill team models though. Oh, okay, fair enough. Just getting back to your comments, sorry. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. For when I get round to painting Fulgrim in my second year of my pension. Well, it's just not worth worrying about it, is it, really? I think it's more brave of me to predict that I'll still be around, let alone pensions be around. You know, I mean, pensions are around now, and maybe there are a few people that didn't think they were around, that they would be around now, and they are. So, yeah, definitely look after yourself. Health is wealth. And yeah, prepare, plan for your future self. Make your future self as comfortable as he or she can be. Yeah, you don't want to be caught short with. Anyway, we're going off on a different topic now, and I brought it up, so I apologise. Back to the model. Next Primarch. You're right. It could be Russ. Could be Dawn. I think we're gonna get a Imperial Fist refresh. I mean, we've still got Space Wolves to release. What does everyone think of the new Space Wolf models? I really like them. I think they've done a good job. Kind of makes me want to collect them, but I'm not going to go there. I've got enough Space Marines, but they're nice models. I think the Terminator poses are a bit. Yeah, it's hard to get Terminators right, and it's even more noticeable when the bigger they get. I think they did a good job on the Deathwing. And the 10th edition Terminators, I think they did a good job. Maybe we'll get some Terminators for Space Marine 3. We'll see. Oh, nice one. Nice one, Links. Yeah. Again, everyone, if you weren't already aware, I do have a Discord. It's all free, and you can all chat in there, and go in the voice chats and share pictures and put pictures of your armies in the Discord. I haven't posted anything there for a while. I should do, really. I should post more. But it's really just for you guys, as like another platform, because this live stuff is like you see the chat and you can react to it, but whereas the Discord, it's there, and yeah, I know a few people that have made friends and things in there, which is pretty cool. It's quite a chill Discord. If Thousand Suns is not Zinch, what legion would it be in your opinion? Well, it's got to be Zinch, hasn't it? Really, it's got to be Zinch. But if it wasn't Zinch, I don't think it can really be. Let's rule them out first of all. I don't think it could be Nurgle because, well, Mortarians doesn't really like Psychers, does he? So it's not really a. And we're let's just say that Thousand Suns are mainly Psychers. They've still got that. World Eaters, again, they're not really that bloodthirsty, bloodlusty. They're not really angry. If anything, maybe Slanesh. But that would be purely on a oh, look at my pyramids kind of thing, or You know, it's kind of like, with the pursuit of knowledge and their understanding and all of that kind of stuff. It's almost like a gloating thing. It's almost like a bragging rights, and that kind of fits in well with Slanesh. I probably lean more towards Slanesh than the other two for Thousand Suns if they weren't with Zinch. But Zinch is such a strong Chaos Lord, very very powerful. But I don't know whether it's kind of as powerful as like Slanesh and Khorne, really. Because I can imagine that, how the chaos gods are kind of formed and things in the lore, with their in the warp through emotions, and I think there's a lot more kind of bloodlust and murder and and also just lust and gluttony, and I think there's more of those emotions than the Nurgle side. And yeah, there's still a lot of disease and plagues and decay, of course, but in terms of like raw emotions and things, I think there's probably more demons that are formed from those things. I might be completely wrong. I mean, the Eldar literally did F a god into existence, didn't they? So, I guess there must have been a lot of that kind of energy around for that. And in that lore, in sort of the 40k lore, it almost it's almost like you can't beat them, because if there's always life, like sentient life, we're not kind of talking like Tyranids and orcs. It's difficult to like describe something as intelligent, because I mean, are orcs intelligent? Are Tyranids intelligent? Well, they can travel across the galaxy. They can invent stuff. They can evolve. I mean, it's yeah. But it's almost like, as long as there's some kind of, I say, intelligent life forms and things, that there will always be, in this lore, there'll always be like the chaos gods. So you can never really like truly defeat them if there's psychers about, and if there's emotions about, and yeah. You want all super wolves? Oh, fair enough. Since Primaris, can they have successor chapters? Yeah, I think so. Choose again. Another question: if Alpha Legion choose to Chaos God, would it be on your option? I would probably say Zinch. I really would. Not for the psyker aspect for Alpha Legion, but from the point of view of, they've got spies everywhere, and they've got eyes everywhere and ears everywhere. That's kind of like a Zinch thing, and I would probably say, yeah, Alpha Legion would fall into that, but not the sort of psyker aspect. But I like the view that they could change things. Like if there are Alpha Legion snipers or stealth units, they could kind of change the sort of scenery, or I don't know, environment around them to blend in, and that's kind of like a Zinch thing. and also to kind of change where a bullet would go if they're a sniper. Like they could use, if they had a demonic kind of gift, they could kind of use the Zinch powers there, and also to manipulate matter. So like if there were sort of Alpha Legion snipers, they could fire through I say through walls, that Zinch would like change the makeup of a wall so that the bullet would go through. I like kind of that aspect. I don't know. Maybe there just needs to be more Chaos Gods. Maybe Games Workshop are just a bit, yeah. Maybe they kind of sort of put themselves in a corner by only having kind of 4, maybe 5. What do you guys think? A plastic squiggle. Yeah, I think orcs. Is it next year though, or is it this year? Because orcs are definitely depicted fighting salamanders. So I'm wondering whether we'll get orcs earlier, or whether we'll get salamanders next year. Maybe this year is just space wolves and imperial fists. But yeah, getting some decent plastic salamanders would be incredible. I would certainly buy them. Definitely. I'm definitely up for salamanders, and I just hope that they release some kind of like drake or dragon, or I don't know. I'm not. I'm not thinking that. I'm not suggesting that they release like salamanders riding fire drakes or anything like that. I'm not like not like space wolves, but something along those lines would be cool, I think. It could turn into a hydra. There's a lot, you know. There's a lot of stuff for them to support. You know, they are releasing things other than this weekend. They, you know, I didn't do the news and pre-order video this morning because there was nothing to pre-order, and I don't want to spend half an hour of your time just complaining about how scalpers and bots bought all of the World Eater and Death Guard limited edition codexes and things. I just, there are other people that will do that. Okay. You know, but this, yeah, it's first week in quite a while that we haven't really had any pre-orders. So yeah, to make a statement like that they can't adequately support, you know, you're right, they can't. But at the same time, I actually think they're doing everything they possibly can in terms of releasing stuff every single, and that's just too much anyway, in my opinion. I think they do release far too much. I'd rather them slow it down. I'd rather them go back to like a weekly pre-order. So things are up for pre-order 1 week, and then you receive them the next week. But just once a month, like have one. Maybe it's the start of the month or close to my payday. I don't know, but just something like that. But yeah, I often thought because they had the weekly pre-orders, they wouldn't change it or they wouldn't stop, but they did. This is the thing. They changed it to 2-week release. So they're capable of change, back to a slower release schedule. It's the releasing everything for that one army, that one faction on one day that gets me. I am yeah, I'd rather them just space their releases out. Certainly would. But that's me, and I try and get everything for you guys. So you know, one release per month would actually give me enough time to build and possibly do some paint live streams of the things. But I find it difficult to keep the content up just to build these things, let alone do anything else. Yeah. Well, yeah. Again, please don't be shy. Put in the comments below what you're working on, if you are actually working on anything this evening, or if you're enjoying your bank holiday weekend. Cool. Just trying to squeeze these two pieces of his tail together at the moment. You're building Titus. Oh no. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna pick him up. But it's cool that you're converting him though. Are you gonna keep his chainsword or have a different weapon? Yeah, I guess so. But really, I don't think it's a reflection of the game being alive and well. I think it's more of a reflection of Games Workshop want to make as much money as possible in as shortest time as possible. I think that's what the reflection is. I think they know that the bubble is going to burst. They're not they're not oblivious to what you know, everything else that's happening in the world. The cost of everything. I don't mean to bring the live stream down at all, but yeah, I think they're trying to throw as much stuff at the wall as possible, and the whole mantra. They created the orc mantra, didn't they? Of you know, their ballistic skill is just awful. They can't hit the back of a barn door, but if they've got enough DACA, something's bound to hit. And then their other mantra, just not to have one example, to have two at least, is they've said time and time again with Astra Militarum or Imperial Guard. They say this a few times that the Imperium's answer to sort of conflicts is manpower. If they've got a problem, they'll just throw as many bodies as possible at it. And that's what it feels like sometimes. It you know, and then there's this perceived supply, lack of supply. I honestly don't know how you can't make enough flawless blades. There's literally 3 models in each box set, and you're selling them for £37. or it's one Lucius the Eternal, and you price him at almost £30, you should be making enough from the get-go. I don't believe the excuses anymore. I really don't. I'm kind of done with the excuses of why things are out of stock, or you know, I'm done with them. But it's not just GW. I'm not picking on them at all. There's lots of other companies. Okay, just to add a bit of what gravitas balance to the debate. There's lots of other companies that will release new products and things, and all of a sudden they'll be out of stock. My recent foray into sneakers or trainers has illustrated that dilemma to me. Watches as well, kind of, to an extent. But I'd probably say trainers more so. So to me, that issue is kind of viral, in that GW they're not the only ones. Exhibiting that business behavior. Yeah. Centerpieces, yeah. Centerpieces are good. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Eternal Crusader. I totally agree with you. They're a worldwide company, and they make the majority of their stuff in England, in Nottingham. In that, I say one factory in the big warehouses and things, you know. It's actually remarkable when you think about it, what they can achieve with just making it there. Yeah, they make, you know, some of the codexes and books and scenery pieces in China, but you know, to make all of those kits, all of these kits, and then release them worldwide to all of those individual shops, and you know, have them release on the same day worldwide. Name another country, company. Apple, maybe. Samsung, maybe. I don't know. That have as many stores and things. It's there's not that many, I don't think. So they do surprisingly well. Which is one of the reasons why I wish they just slow down. Please. Right. We are doing well with this tail. It's going together very nicely. I don't know whether I'll finish him tonight, but if not, I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow to finish him if you like. I'll try. Probably be late though. Oh, this is a tricky little piece, this. I'll tell you. This is a tricky piece. I'm intrigued as to how and where the wings attach. Very intrigued. We're getting there, we're getting there. Oh, Fulgrim did not skip back day, I tell you that. Look at these. Spaceballs up rotor, nice. Yeah, Dark Angels got on, didn't they? Yeah, I'm sure they did. Tell you what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to a Primaris Lysander and his Thunderhammer Terminators. Now, I am very ready for that. GW can take my money for that. Now, maybe I put that the wrong way around. Maybe that should go there. Should that go there? Yeah. I assumed that it would be that they would keep the model on the reverse, but they didn't. Yeah, and then the big news about Grand Theft Auto being delayed. Oh, I know a few people they're upset about that. You know, that's cost $2 billion. It's cost Rockstar $2 billion so far. Has there been another game that's cost that much money ever? Sorry, I'm moving on to different topics and things. Assault Terminators. Yes, yes. Assault Terminators. Thunderhammer, Storm Shields, Lightning Claws. I mean, at least we're getting a preview of the Assault Terminators with the Space Wolves ones, aren't we? I guess you could look at it that way. But also, where's the Primaris Centurions, right? Right, they then want you to glue the tail on the base. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that, because I don't know, like, I want to get him quite central, and I feel like you only get the central look of the model once it's fully complete. So yeah. So we're not going to glue him on the base just yet. I want him to settle. Oh yeah, new Samael. Yes, that would be good. Yeah. Ebooks, big increase. I wonder how much their audiobooks are now as well. Did they increase? So really, we're not that far from completing him. Not really in the grand scheme of things. We've only got the torso and the arms to put together, which is this bit, and then the wings onto his, kind of backpack thing, power plant thing. I might actually do that now, the wings. So yeah. So 41, because they don't look like that difficult to clean up. But I will pop and grab a drink in a sec. Well, I mean, I've got a drink here, but I'd like a different one. So that's 41. Are the wings bigger than the winged hive tyrant? I don't know, actually. They look similarly sized. And they're sandwiched with this piece here. It looks quite sturdy, quite a nice base. It's not going to be like Mortarion, where the wings for Mortarion, they literally glue into two places into his back, and they're big and they can be quite fragile. Whereas these glue into this power plant or whatever it is, I don't know, and then you glue the power plant onto Fulgrim. So I think that's an upgrade. We'll just do the wings to give you an idea. First. Which head though, guys? This is the thing. I need help. I think I might go for that head. If you can see that head, I might go for that one where he's just kind of like screaming, which I think is that one. I'm not a fan of the goofy one. Definitely not the helmeted one. That one just looks like he's going through an eye test. I don't know. And that one, he's just trying to be the Joker. So I might just go for the sort of screaming one. I think that's the one I'll go for. Yeah. I hope they do. I mean, yeah. Dark Angels did. So yeah, Imperial Fists would be great if they had one. I mean, if you think about it, how many new models do they actually have to release for Imperial Fists? What, you've got like Lysander, possibly Dawn, the Assault Terminators, maybe another different new unit, like some kind of bolter unit, and then another character maybe. I mean, that's 5 releases. How many did Emperor's Children have? Fulgrim, the Lord Cacophonist, Lucius, Flawless, Tormentors, Flawless Blades, and Infractors. What, 7? Oh, and Noise Marines, 8. So maybe, yeah, maybe Imperial Fist need a few more. Or maybe they'll just get away with just having like 5 new things for them. I mean, World Eaters, what do you have with World Eaters? You had the 8-bound, you had the Chaos Lord on like a Juggernaut thing, you had the Corn Berserkers, you had Angron, and you had the, did I say 8-bound already? Yeah, they had like 4 or 5, didn't they? So, oh, and the Cultist things, yeah. So that's like 5. That's a really good question about Cataphracti. Are they in the Legends points list and things? I mean, I guess there's nothing stopping you from proxying them, but if you still wanted to use them. Okay. Let's just prepare those wings. Yeah, just use them as Terminators, yeah. Hello, Moxitron, how you doing? I mean, for wings, that's actually not too bad in terms of a cleanup. Like, I would probably say Angron had a harder cleanup with all those ridges. Yeah, if you're like a beginner or whatever, I think Fulgrim is not too bad. You probably have a bit of a tricky time with the parts of that tail, but so far, And I'd say that about all the Emperor's Children range, actually. If you're a beginner or new to the hobby, I think you'd be fine with this this army. I reckon Lucius as well would be fine to put together. I'm just guessing about him, but there you go. Oh. What happened to drop pods? They got some tactical rocks. Yeah, it's kind of like an inside joke that we got new Space Marine drop pods with tactical rocks. We got slightly bigger drop pods. They wouldn't give us plastic dreadnought drop pods, which are bigger drop pods. They technically have given us bigger drop pods, mainly because you've got a scenic base with them now, and they're open. They're fully open. You can never close them. They just, you know, enter the atmosphere open. Apparently. Yeah, I will pick up a pair. They're gonna be, it's Space Marines. We've got the Space Marine tax. It's the Space Marine tariff. They're gonna be what, 45 pounds, I reckon. I'll probably say closer to 45, which is, yeah. But I will pick up a pair and give you a unbox and review, obviously. And then I'll cry in the review about how we still haven't got any Dreadnought drop pods. And Horus Heresy has been out. Jesus. Is it 3 years now? Has it really been 3 years? Oh, yeah, we'll have Horus Heresy 2.0 soon, won't we? They haven't been released. I think that got announced a couple of weeks ago. If you just go on the Warhammer community website and type in like drop pods, you'll see them. Let us know what you think. That's a squeaky one. Brad, that's an old thing, Brad. That's old. We're now on to whether 100 men can defeat one gorilla. That's the new thing, isn't it? How about I just create a new one? Can 1,000 men defeat one Space Marine? There you go. Throw that one on social media. I read a comment about the gorilla thing, and it went something like hitting a gorilla is like punching a brick wall that will hit you back with the force of a small car. And I just and I like how like a gorilla's strength is never been measured. Like it's just off the charts. Kind of like a Primarch, really, I guess. Well, we're talking about Lionel Johnson. We're not talking about like Lorgar. No, I think Lorgar's pretty strong. Do we pay extra for the crying feature? No, no. My salty tears of disappointment are included in your support links. They're all included, as John Hammond said. Spare no expense. My British moaning and complaining is included. Comes part and parcel with buying tiny plastic soldiers. No, I just think it's and I'll give you a preview of the crying right now. I just think it's just a shame, isn't it? It's just a pity that I just think of all of those plastic Contempt dreadnoughts just out in the wild, free range, and they don't even have a delivery method. I just think of the Contemptors, guys. You know, just buy a Contemptor. You know, for as little as a few quid a month, you can buy a Contemptor a pair of legs, and he can walk around the planet stomping things. But buy a Contemptor a dreadnought drop pod, and he can continually spread the word of our Lord and Savior, the Emperor, on multiple planets via atmospheric re-entry. Okay, right. So what we're going to do is put these wings together. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure about this actually. Okay. So this is the back. Ah, right. We're getting there. So there's actually a plug and socket system for this. Yeah. It's those fixed doors. I think were they ahead of their time with those drop pods? I don't know. Maybe. I think they were pretty cool that you could have them deployed or closed, and but Games Workshop in that article, if you read it, that they've used the excuse of how it was because of not necessarily arguments, but because of debates of whether the doors should be open when they deploy or whether they should be closed. They actually specifically said that in the article, that because of that, they've just gone and said they're open. They're always open. So that solves that debate, I guess. But hey, it will be interesting if you can open and close the doors on the Dreadnought drop pod when that's released in about 7 years. No, I really hope it's sooner than that. I really do. These wings are pretty nice, actually. I like these. They've done a good job. It's not like Angron's wings, where they're like a big chunk of muscle on his shoulders. how big are his deltoids? Well, his deltoids have a whole other arm, and then wings off of them. Mortarians are these spindly little things with pot marks and holes, and and fur even. Whereas Fulgrims are very, very like bat-like, tyrannid-like even. I've just seen a bit of a mould line that I need to clean up there. Yeah, I agree, Moxitron. I agree. I would always support models that give you more options. Definitely, even if they cost a little bit more. I mean, the artillery team for the Deathcore Krieg, probably one of the best sets they've released in recent times. Yeah, very, very, very good kit. That it's the best set in the Deathcore Krieg plastic release, in my opinion, as well. Just because of it's nice to build, there's options, and you can use every single weapon option out of the box. Whereas like the Karaknos, not Karaknos, the Krios, the Krios is it a good kit though? I don't know. Hang on, I'm about to go grab a drink anyway, but yeah, Krios that I did a review of. I like the gun, and I like how it did at one point. I mean, it can certainly like aim up and in some poses, and also central. But I think they dropped the ball on being able to customize the actual main weapon. They could have built it so that you could do that, but it might have come out of its housing because you can change the firing arc. But I think they dropped the ball on the sponsons. They went for looks rather than functionality, which is a bit of a shame because the sponsons on all the Space Marine tanks are very well done. Very well done. Oh yeah, bye Links. Yeah, thanks again for your support. Have a good one. Speak to you soon. I'll be live streaming again in either tomorrow night or Monday. Right, so we're on the torso now, but this is giving you some kind of idea of the size of Fulgrim. So bigger than Mortarion? Possibly bigger, possibly. The wings are certainly in a different sort of pose. The wings on the Forge World kit are way, way, way bigger. But yeah, just the torso, his head, his hair, and then he's done. But I just need to go and grab a quick drink. Okay, I will be back in a second. So try and behave while I'm gone. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. Right. Got the drink. We're all good. Thank you for waiting. Okay. It's always good to just like have a little walk around, and you know, if you've been sat for a couple of hours or an hour or so. Anyway, right, torso 18 and 19. This looks like it. I'm thinking we don't get any weapon options. We just have to use the weapons that he's got. But the weapons that it comes with, they do look very, very good. Yeah, this would be his chest plate. I mean, just looking at him, you can imagine that Robbie had some issues trying to fight him. You really can. 21. Because I think he fought him in this form, pretty much. Kind of imagine like 2 boss musics playing at the same time. Yeah, multi-layered this this chest area. I don't think the shoulder pauldrons are as big as Mortarians, but they are pretty big. They're not as big as Angron's. Angron has the largest, I think. $24, $25. And now we start to get some weapons. And look how big the sword is. It's huge. Look at that. It's not as big as Angron's, but it's longer than his axe. I mean, it's kind of longer than Silence, but it's very, very pointy. It's got a pointy stick. And then he's got his whip. That looks very painful, that whip. We might as well just take his heads off. So yeah, we're going for the screaming one. I think this is it, but there's another head randomly somewhere. Oh no, this is it. This is the 5. So we've got him. it's almost like which emoji are you today? Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is definitely like Friday. This is probably Monday. That's Thursday. That's Wednesday, because it's kind of I wonder if that's Tuesday. I don't know, but I'm gonna pick this head where he's kind of screaming. He reminds, his face with the fangs reminds me a little bit like the Weeping Angels off Doctor Who. I don't know if you get that vibe. Kind of demonic statuesque. What is your favourite faction? Titans. obviously Titans. Yeah, I've always liked Titans, and you know, they've always been sort of out of my reach until they started making models, and I don't know why it took me so long. It's probably because I had a break from the hobby for quite a few years. I had a break in like 2008 through to 2014. So for about 6 years, I had a break, and so I saw the Reaver Titan be released, and I say come and go, and you know it's still around, sort of. But I never had the inkling to pick one up. I just admired it from afar, and then I did get one, and then yeah, not long after that, the Warlord was released. So 34, 35. And 33. One of his arms. Look at this beast of a sword as well. This is huge. Both of his swords are huge. They're whoppers. I'll just show you how big. Look at this sword too. This sword is even longer. That must be longer than the lion's sword. That's just crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. I think I feel confident with building his torso and then putting. I might as well just get the pauldrons off there as well while we're here. And I will build these, attach the wing, and then we just got to attach him to his base. So we could do it tonight. 36, 32. I don't know what this piece sort of is, but there it is. Looks like it's his neck. Yeah, it's his neck. It's got one of those like neck support things. We'll go back to the cloths and we've just got the cloths and the hair really to put on. But that's all ready in a way. Yours is corns, okay. Yeah, Doctor Who was pretty big from when is it Eggleton? I've forgotten his name. Mark Eggleton? I can't remember. But from when he took over, and then when David Tennant took over, it really got big in like the early 2000s. Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was good back then. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's kind of lost its way now, but you know, still plenty of people that enjoy it. Thanks, Meepish. I'll try. If I start drifting off, though, I'll probably head off. Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? From the inception and the massive popularity of Horus Heresy and their Primarchs, it must have been on the cards to try and shoehorn them into 40k, and I actually think it saved 40k. I really do. You know, say what you will about Primaris or True Scale, or you know, however you want to sugarcoat them. You know, those. The fact of the matter is, they sell more Space Marines than all of the other factions combined. So it's only because of Space Marines, and most probably like Primaris as well, that we even have things like this now. You know. And it's because of all the resin minis and things that we've got plastic Horus Heresy. So that was good too. Yeah, there you go. So that's a cool sword. Needs a bit of cleaning up, but not too much. This is the feeling I'm getting from this Fulgrim is it's really nice to build, put together. It's like building a kind of bigger Space Marine, but with wings, and the wings seem really well done. Yeah, we'd always like more detail on the minis and more detail on the wings, but you know, the only issue I've got with like bringing Primarchs back and you know progressing the story, you know, in like pushing it forward past the minutes to midnight, okay, is that they sort of put themselves in the corner a little bit, because where do you go from here? They've obviously got a plan, and it's like a 3-year plan and things, but where do you go? Like, yes, you can bring Rogel Dawn, you can bring Vulcan, you could potentially have some kind of Perturabo model, maybe a Lorgar model, but where do you go after that? I'd like to think that they have the scouring in mind for Horus Heresy. I'd like to think, because you could use the existing Horus Heresy minis and just add to them. But I'd also like, I would rather them go back in time to the Great Crusade. Definitely Mark II Crusade armor should be on the cards. then in terms of factions, what do you do? Do you bring out a brand new faction for 40k, or a slightly different one? Like Dark Mechanicus would be great, and it's a shame that they still haven't done that. But I think they'll do Dark Mechanicum first, because we've already had glimpses of that in the little Imperialis models. Hello, Own. Oh, you're very, very welcome. Thank you so much. Now that means a lot. Thank you. What a legend. Appreciate that. Yeah, good point, me Pish. But it's definitely a 3-year cycle. Well, I say cycle, I mean the models that they're going to release in 3 years, they're designing, sculpting now. The chap said as much. So and then I think they only get kind of injection molded usually on the year that they are released, usually. So yeah. Oh, Mark II this year would be very, very welcome. We've had the reinforcements of Mechanicum earlier this year, and last year we did get Mechanicum and Solar Auxilia. Yeah, this year, yeah, we've had the Arvis Lighter, which we had the Doredio, which is late. It's a long time coming. Maybe we'll get a plastic Dreadnought drop pod. I don't know. That would make my dream come true, and I wouldn't have to cry myself to sleep about drop pods. Oh, no worries, Owen. I appreciate that. You take care. Yeah, enjoy. Yeah, Dark Mech would be good. Yeah, certainly. Just update some of the models as well, I think. That would be good. Yeah, no worries. Enjoy. Hope your hobby goes well. Yeah, I mean, going back to what they can make or should make, I really would like them to actually just have more of their products in stock. That would be great. I will make another video about that. Soon. Okay, that's all of those parts complete. Let's just give them a bit of a clean up. Yeah, really nice model. £100. Yeah, that's my impression so far. It's been a lovely kit to build. Doesn't take too long. The end product is lovely. And his rules are bonkers, right? Absolutely bonkers. But here's a question for everyone. Should I, for the channel, pick up, is it Shalaxi Hellbane? Just to give him a bit of company? I don't know about picking up the other, like the Demonettes and things. Didn't they have a refresh not that long ago? I don't know, but Lucius is on the cards. I will pick up Lucius when he's back in stock. Yeah, probably Meepish, yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. They do. And they last so long. You know, they really do last. I mean, I say evolved. I've changed as a person. From me contemplating about duplicating, buying models and adding to the collection, because I then think, oh, but do I really do I really need it? Well, you don't need it because it's all luxury. But what I'm trying to say is it a waste of money just duplicating models or just adding more to the collection? And the answer is no, twofold. One, because um, they last, and two, I'd say they go up in value if you build them. But the main reason would be in like 5 or 10 years' time, however much you've spent on them, can you imagine how much they're gonna cost then? You know, we're already at the stage where 3 Space Marines, three, and guys, these are bigger than Primaris. These bigger than Primaris Space Marines are £37 for 50 pieces. £37. Let's come back in 5 years and see how much these are. They may only be 45, but you know, certainly interesting. I mean, I only have to look at all the Titans and things to see that. I don't know how much I bought my Titan for, like a grand or something like that, and it's now at 1500, 1600. I mean, admittedly, it did come out almost a decade ago, but still. Um, you know, you like collect models. Do you play at all? Unfortunately, not as much as I would like, Bin. Not as much as I'd like. Um, the closest sort of gaming club to me, I think, is kind of Norwich way, and that's a good distance. It's a good round trip. Um, and as much as I would like to play, the thing is, there used to be like clubs close by, and I find they're really good. So if you're lucky enough to live like in a city centre or you know close to a gaming club, go for it. I can't promote them enough. Even if it's at your local GW, just go. And I tell you why, because it's the social aspect. You get to see other people's minis and their paint jobs. You get tips from them. You get to learn the games more. There really are lots and lots of positives for going, if you can, if you're not limited by distance. Another big positive as well is it will focus on what you really want to buy for your army and for your games. So in a way, it kind of saves you money because you're only buying what you need for your army or what you think will work. And secondly, you'll be more motivated to build those units and paint them for your next game. I find that incredibly useful when I was younger. So yeah, if you can, definitely, even if it's locally with some friends and things, you know. Hey, if there was a way that I could just walk into the next room and one of you were in there with your army, I'd play. That'd be amazing. But we're not quite there yet. Maybe in the future we'll have virtual reality tabletop gaming, where you'll have your game. I'm selling these ideas for free at the moment. Wow. Someone's going to make a lot of money. Essentially, you'll have a board in your, or just a table. It could just be a table. And then the holographic projector would project the scenery, and it would, you'd have your physical models on the board, on the table, I guess. I don't know how the scenery would sort of work with that, but there we go. And then it would, the camera would view that, and it would send where your models are and things, units, to someone else across the planet, and that would show them on their table. And so there would be a way to play wirelessly with other people across the world. I'm sure they've got that technology now. I'm sure somewhere. I didn't just dream it. But you mark my words. I think that will be a thing. If we don't press those red buttons, right? Let's have a little read of more. That's a really good question, Ben. Thank you. I'm glad to have answered it. Oh, Owen, that's a shame. That's a shame. Yeah. So my table idea with the, that would suit you. That would suit me as well. It's kind of what we're experiencing now, in a way. I'm talking to all of you people, lovely people. And that's just not something I could have done when I was a child, playing Warhammer. Just not an option. And now I'm able to interact. We're all able to interact about something that we're very passionate about, and gives us pleasure instantly as well. I think it's just incredible. We can all be nerds together. Oh, the Aras, you had to go there. You had to go there. I'm so jealous. I'm not jealous. I'd be homeless if I lived next to a Warhammer World. I really would. It'd be like Home Alone 2, where they hide themselves in the store. I'd try and do that every single day. So it's probably a good thing that I don't live close to Nottingham. Yeah, definitely, Ben. Definitely. Yeah, kill team is the easiest way. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I bet. I bet. Oh yeah. If like money was no object, I'd definitely have a place. I'd buy a place or whatever, rent a place. Yeah, probably, I don't know. If money was no object, I'd buy a place. As close as possible to the Warhammer store, the Warhammer world. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. just think of all the extra content I could bring you people as well. No longer would I have to wait for the postman to deliver a new release at 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. I could just walk over there and pick it up in the flesh. Oh, I've got an issue with my Forge World order. Oh dear. Well, I'll just have to walk over there and then get a replacement part item. Never mind. Oh, someone in the community would like a sanguineous base. Oh, I'll just pop over there and get one for you. And I've done that before. Someone in the community, he really wanted sanguineous with that base. And I was at an event, and he bugged me and bugged me and bugged me, and I got one for him. Imagine all the loans you could take. Yeah, this is goes back to what I said earlier about me being homeless. I'd spend all my money at Warhammer World. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. I thought about that, and yeah, I have one or two minis at the moment, and it's the thing is the time to build them, and well, for me at least, this is probably why a lot of them are unpainted. I just don't get the same satisfaction. Like if I bought thousands of minis, I'd then have to pay someone to build them all, and then probably pay someone different to then paint them all, and then you'd have them as a collection, but you wouldn't have that investment. Like you wouldn't look at them and go, oh, the amount of time that I've spent in those minis building them and painting them, and it would just be like something you could buy. Like, how is that any different from like a car or a house or a yacht? Or it's not. I think there's a lot to be said from the benefits you get from the time that you've invested into your hobby. I think definitely. Um, and there's so many benefits for investing time into the hobby as well. I don't know about health benefits, possibly mental health benefits, but actual physical health benefit. Well, you're sat in one position for hours at an end. I don't know. I'd like to see if there are any studies done on the health benefits of these kinds of hobbies. Whether it relieves stress, whether it lowers your heart rate, um, whether it improves your hand-to-eye coordination, keeps your mind young. I hear that that's quite an important thing these days as well. Try to slow the aging process a little bit. I mean, when I look over at the pile of grey, that certainly increases my aging process. um, Random, but I don't suppose you have a Bliss Barb Seeker on hand to compare to Fulgrim's lower half. Unfortunately not, Jonathan. I don't have any Slanesh, like Age of Sigmar Slanesh. I'm really sorry. No, I don't have those Bliss Barbs. I've never purchased those, so... But that sounds like a good project. Fulgrim's lower half. I'm not sure how popular Slanesh are as an army as well. What I mean by that is I don't know whether you could find someone in the community that has that model, or at a Games Workshop store that could show you that. Quite two unique things really, having a Fulgrim and having Blissbarb. Yeah, you're right. No, at the moment, Age of Sigmar for me is all about Soulblight Gravelords. I bought the army set, and I built the White King today. Very, very cool model. And I'm looking forward to build the rest and giving you reviews of them all. Then I might dive into the Ossiarch Bone Reapers set that I bought years and years ago. I still haven't built it. I might do some reviews of those. We'll see. We'll see. I'd still like a Maggotkin army. I think some of their models are fantastic, and they'd really work well with my Death Guard. Right, my shot off tonight is 11 o'clock, so I will be packing up in about 40 minutes time. It is 20 past 10 here in the United Kingdom. So just giving you a heads up on that time. I might finish in 40 minutes. It's a possibility. I've just got his hair to do and his couple of cloths, which are so far quite straightforward to clean up. This is the last piece I need to clean up for his weapons and his torso. And it's not too bad, this piece. Could be worse. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your bank holiday weekend. Whatever you're up to. And I'll try to be back Monday. Yep, review of Fulgrim and the Flawless Blades next week, along with a full collection, full new release video. Minus Lucius. Unfortunately, hey, don't hate me for that. Just they didn't make enough of him. Which was a bit of a shame. I'm sure I'm not the only one that missed out. The thing is with these minis and things is, even if they go out of stock, they do bring them back, and they're around for a long time. If they do bring them back in stock. Yeah, well, yeah, I've got the Slaves to Darkness. Yeah. Chaos Warriors for 40k and Age of Sigmar. They're good. Yeah, I kind of underestimated the model lines of this lash or whip or whatever you want to call it. I think Games Workshop would call it a lash. Must be a nightmare fighting him though, with 4 arms. An absolute nightmare. 4 arms. He must be very quick. He's got his wings so he can fly about. You know, if you're just going up against him and you've just got a sword, even a flaming sword. Tell you what, I don't think Sigismund could stand much of a chance against him. Bless him. Right, what head did I pick? And did I clean the head up? I certainly did. Right, good. We are ready then. Let's put this together. Oh. Yeah, Lucius the eternally out of stock. Love it. Lucius the eternally out of stock. Very nice. Very, very nice. So, oh, I got a low battery warning on that. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely turn off your targeting computer, wouldn't you? Alright, so it's this piece, I think. Is it optional? That's a shame, isn't it? No way. There's no way that that can be that piece. Oh, it just goes up there. Okay. I just thought for a moment that it would obscure his abs, but it won't. Everyone rejoices at that, clearly. This piece. This is getting a bit tricky, I tell you. They've gone for some ball and socket connections here. I like how this goes together. I'm a fan of this. He says. No, it should be that way around. Yeah. There we go. No. Oh. What we'll do is we'll glue that. So we'll kind of make a sandwich right there. Happy with that? I'll actually connect that now. Sorry about this, just a little technical issue. There we go, that's better. Oh, it's being plugged in. Okay, that's, yeah, his torso sort of put in place. There's a couple more things to connect though. These side paneling pieces are a bit sus. Okay, like a glove, I like that. And this piece as well. Would be great if this fits in like the other one did. Yeah, that went together very nicely. Then let's, when I see a long arm, I just immediately think, oh, is that going to stay put? Not that I don't trust the Revel glue, it's just, it's a long piece, so. Oh, this is going to look so cool, isn't it? Will it just fit on there somehow? He doesn't seem very upright. He's not as upright as I thought he would be. And the veins on his arms align with the kind of crease on his glove, which is a little off-putting. This is his arm. I don't know which is his arm now. Oh, thank you, Meepish. Appreciate that. No, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I don't. Might finish him by 11. We'll see. We'll see. But thank you. I appreciate that. I've only got myself to blame, really. I should have started the stream earlier today. You're right, though. It's not worth rushing. Completely agree there. Not for a model that's like £100 or so. Well, I'm enjoying it. I've enjoyed this Fulgrim. Early on, I said I would recommend. So, yeah, don't hesitate. It's my word on him. If you're lucky enough to be able to pick him up, yeah, don't hesitate. Just get him. Yeah, spoken like a true Emperor's child, Emperor's children. Well said. Yeah, just the cloths and his hair though to do. Really. And I think we can. So that should be at the top. That should go there. And we could actually put his face on actually. I think his face has to go with some hair or something. I always feel like at this point it's getting to a little bit like Buckaroo. You know Buckaroo with that. Is it a horse or a donkey? I think it's a horse, isn't it? And you just add more and more pieces to it, and then it might knock them all off. Yeah, we're at the end game. I will complete it this evening, guys. I'm not rushing. No rushing. Right, 26, 27. This piece. Now grab the hair as well, because he's got these horns too. Hair looks amazing. Because he's worth it. 43, 4. And then this icon, which looks very nice. Like the ultimate Emperor's Children eagle with that pearl. This sprue is done. See you later, sprue. Good. I'm pleased. Yeah, there's been no kind of dramas or, you know, Krieger's made sure everybody's behaved themselves. Everybody always behaves themselves. I mean, like, there's been no bots and stuff. That's what I mean. But yeah, no, it has been chill, and I'm glad that I came. You know, streams like this really do motivate me more for the hobby and motivate me to continue with all the content and things, and I hope they've yeah, motivated you in some way. I haven't really got any bad things to say about this mini, other than the price, but you know, it's a one-off centerpiece model for a specific Chaos faction. You know, you're not going to buy 2 of them, or, and if you only collect Emperor's Children and you only like the look of Emperor's Children, then it's worth picking him up. Is he the best out of the 3? For me, I'd still prefer Mortarion, but that's purely personal tastes. If I didn't have such an affinity towards like Death and Decay and bloated Space Marines and the Death Guard and things, and Nurgle, then I would go for Fulgrim. Yeah. Now the real question is, can I use this Fulgrim in Horus Heresy? Because you know I will try. They did nail the hair, yeah. No conditioner included in this box. But for 100 quid, I think they should just include a sample bottle at least. No. I don't think they're allowed to ship their minis with any liquids. Plus, if it broke or leaked in the packaging, then you really would get a Slaanesh surprise, wouldn't you? Have some conditioner all over your sprue. Yeah, messy. At least he would smell nice though, wouldn't he? Scented, fragranced. You know, some watches, they have fragranced bands. You get a fragranced sprue. Like a coconut smelling Fulgrim. Or would he smell spicy? I don't know. I don't even want to guess what the Mortarion would smell like. Okay, quickly just clean these bits up really. I say quickly, just the hair, which is pretty straightforward. You know what I'm getting with this model? It's like I'm getting the vibes of the Avatar model. I wonder if whoever designed the Avatar model designed Fulgrim. I'd like to know, because I'm getting those same kind of vibes. This could be Mini of the Year. It really could. I was on the fence at first, mainly because of the facial expressions, but now, having built him, you know, if anybody else experiences building him, they may get those feelings. Oops, nearly. Yeah, I think Krieger's here. Wow, 30 people. Cool. You're either up late or you're up early. My American friends. Morning, y'all. No, I'll keep to my British accent, actually. I do a terrible American accent. Probably do a better Irish accent. Yeah, drop a like for Slaanesh. Yeah, there's no way I could have performed this live stream last weekend. I only received Fulgrim and the Flawless Blades like later in the day. I had to rush to get the unboxing videos out for those days. Avatar, yeah, well, didn't the Avatar get the Model of the Year? I think. Sure he did. Well, he was my Model of the Year too, if he did. Some models, when they release, you just know that they're bangers, and you know that they're going to be around for a long time. They've got staying potential, much like Rumpelstiltskin. I really want to know the numbers of how many Rumpelstiltskins they sold. 2, 3. I'm just not a fan. Cannot get behind that model. Like the Lord Cacophonist. I can see what they were trying to achieve with that model, but it's a miss for me. Yeah, we're almost finished, Fulgrim. I mean, I guess there was a tricky part for the tail, but I didn't really experience a tricky part with this model. It's been an absolute joy if you're just tuning in now. Fully recommend. Although there are not many pieces to him, he certainly makes up for the end product and the build enjoyment. Oh, nearly. Revan, hello. You're still in awe of the base size? I don't think he would have been able to fit on a 100. No, he would not have been able to fit. I'm sorry. He would have overlapped to the sides and the front. Is that their next step up? Do they have a 120 mil? 120 probably would have been better, but this is Techless 2 Sprue 2.0. It is, you're right. Thanks for remembering. But this is better. Okay, we've just gone through the whole live stream, the whole 3-hour live stream building him, and unlike Techless, which I think is more expensive. How much is Techless nowadays? 120, 100 something. This Fulgrim is actually worth it. Although you don't get a winged creature, and you don't get a big scenic base with Fulgrim. It's literally just him plonked on a base. They did him dirty on the tactical rock and things. It would have been nice if they had some skulls around him or some lube. I don't know, whatever takes your fancy. But they don't have some like little nurglings like Mortarion, and they don't have like, of course, some skulls for Angron. But Fulgrim, I know what Games Workshop did. They purposely not giving him a lustful base because they just know you guys are going to put some sexy items on there. They just know you'll have so many of those extra pieces from your tormentors and infractors. You know those pieces I'm talking about. You know, have so many of them, and you're just going to plaster the base full of them. I may actually do that. That'd be hilarious. But not for his review. I might do that after the review. But yeah, anyway, moving back to this. It's the last piece I need to clean, and then we're just going to pop him on, and then he's complete. Right, reverse a bit, and then this just needs to go something like, it's that one, and they kind of touch each other, I think, in a way. Oh, I don't know the easiest way to do this, but it's on the back, and that kind of connects there. I'm going to put this piece on first. This is going to be the tricky bit, but I'll put this piece on first. Maybe. Oh, fair enough, fair enough. Techless is £115. Ooh. Wow. A demonette or two would look good on us. Yeah, yeah. Fulgrim Transfigured or this one? Fulgrim Transfigured, definitely, without a doubt. I mean, this one is good. Don't get me wrong, Monaro. But if you've got the choice and you've got the money, go for Transfigured. Yeah, the wings are just way bigger, way more impressive. But on the flip side, Transfigured is resin, and I think everybody's allergic to resin at this point. I don't know why. So that resin one will be quicker to build. It'll definitely have more detail, but it would just be a bit more of a pain to transport. Whereas I think this one, his wings are made very well. I think he's just going to be sturdier. If you game, this is the thing. Like for a collection, Transfigured. For gaming, this one. Oh, nice one, Eternal Crusader. That sounds really cool. Honestly, you took the words right out of my mouth, my friend. What are we telepathically linked or something? Right. Well, I think we're all right. Robes are fine. Robes are fine. You just got to get the right placement for them. That's all. Oops, far too much there. Will you be picking up Angron Transfigured when he comes out? Oh, what was Horus called? He wasn't called Transfigured, was he? He was called something else. I can't remember. But yeah, Ascended. Thank you, teams. Appreciate that. Yeah, if it's like Angron Ascended or something, yeah. But we all know he's going to look basically like, is it Commander? I like Commander, but I just think that the wings are wrong. I mean, I get that he's just landed and the wings are inverted, and I've seen some conversions where they've flipped the wings the other way around, and he looks cool again. But I just, yeah. Very good, me Pish. I appreciate that. Very good. Jafar from Aladdin. Oh, back when Disney were on top of their game. That's a whole another video, that is, though, isn't it? Right, cool. So we've pretty much done everything. The last thing to put on is that wings. Right, so next thing to put is him on his actual body, which I don't think is going to go too badly. No, I think that's going to be fine. There's actually a cutout as well for for his plug at the back. Switch, I've got such a good sense of humour, haven't they? Yeah, believe it or not, he does have a plug at the back. Now you may think, oh, he's leaning over too much. He's leaning over. Well, he is like crouching over because I think he's coiled, ready to pounce and attack. Can a snake pounce? What would you call it? I don't know. Not pounce, but strike. There you go. Probably strike. Coiled. Yeah, coiled. Resin Angron is going to be a real pain to build. He's got spikes everywhere. Yeah, and you just know that the Forge World one, the Resin one, will have all of these claws like individually. You know, but the amount of detail, the 3D detailing on his face and on his weapons is going to be so cool if they get that right. I don't know. Is he actually confirmed, or are we just speculating here? Bound to come out anyway. I'm happy with that as long as it stays. It's a bit arched over. Then they want you to put his wings on. Oh God, this is a bit risky. I don't know whether he'll take those wings right now. They are pretty heavy. but you have to put the wings on to then put the hair on. All right, let's try it. I don't think his torso is going to take these wings. I'm just going to point that out right now. Yeah, he's already coming apart. He's not going to take those wings. Oh. Oh, now that cloak is coming apart too. We'll try. We'll try his wings, but I don't think it will take. I've just got a feeling. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to take him off the torso because that's just not working for me. Mm. Yeah. No, that's a good good philosophy. But I do want to finish him now. Yeah, I will prop him up. I'll glue his head on now, which will kind of that will give me another point to hold the wings on in a way. What I'll also do be a bit cheeky. Okay, then we'll try the torso. We can do it. Okay, that's the end of the video. I'll guess what will the preview be next week. Plastic Dreadnought drop pods. I don't know. It could be the rest of Soulblight, like the dragon. I mean, it will have been. Fulgrim came out last week, but the week before was Soulblight, so technically that's going to be about 3 weeks, isn't it? Well, be 4 weeks from their release. So it could well be Soulblight. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, that is, I think, very sketchy. I'm not going to tilt him up or anything, but I'm not going to put that on, but that's him pretty much complete. Okay, I'm going to hold him for a little bit longer, but I'm just conscious of the time and conscious of lots of other things, but I think he's pretty cool. He's more hunched over than I thought he would be. They've really got the camera low, pointing up at him. I want to tell you that right now. Size-wise, there's Angron. So he's kind of bigger than Angron. I mean, technically Angron is taller. Like his wings are taller than Fulgrim. Mortarion. Sorry, should I say more that Mortarion? No, this Mortarion is still... Mortarion's still top trumps. Mortarion's still the tallest, and the wings are the tallest, and he's still my favourite. But Fulgrim is a close second. Magnus, we won't go there with Magnus, but yeah. So there you go. That is the full build of Fulgrim. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. If you're on the fence about picking him up, don't be. Do it. Because he's a very nice model. Despite the price, he's yeah, he's decent. Definitely worth getting. Wow. Should I get Magnus? I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll think about getting Magnus. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed the live stream this evening. Is it a fun build compared to Techless? Yeah, way better than Techless. Thank you for joining me today, and hopefully I'll be back on Monday when I do another live stream. I don't know what to live stream. I could live stream building the Ursarax. Everyone's waiting for me to live stream the Arvus Lighter, obviously not. Might be Soulblight Gravelords, or I might just throw a curveball and build the Thunderhawk. But yeah, hope to see you then. Hopefully you'll have a nice day tomorrow, Sunday. And thank you ever so much, everyone, for joining me today and watching and things, and all the chat. Thank you so much. Your questions make the videos, make the live stream. So thank you. Thank you for watching, and the Emperor protects.